sending out videos, and you've probably got the email about how to use Hangout Meets for synchronous video communication. And this is a video on how to do asynchronous video communication. And what this is this is a tool called Flipgrid. Flipgrid is really easy to use for all. It has an app that you can get, as well as it can be used on the web with a Chromebook, or so it's very flexible in how it's used. It's basically, to think of it really easily, it's basically a discussion board where you put in video responses, so you get to see each other. Okay, so if we go to Flipgrid, this is what it looks like, right? If this is your first time you've ever heard of this, I would go to Educator Signup. You should go to Educator Signup and go through the process. They'll verify that you're a teacher and all that good stuff, and then you get all the extras that a teacher gets. They get extra. They don't get as many limits, let's put it that way. So there's unlimited things that you get, and I'm not going to go into it, but that's the idea. I've already done that, so I'm going to click. When you come here, normally you would just go to Educator Login once you have an account. So once you get here, you're on your grids. What a grid is like a classroom. Okay, so these are like classrooms. Inside the classroom, you have your discussion topics. So, and that's it. The setup is key. So if we go add a new grid, I'm just going to make a new grid. I'm going to title it my test grid, and I'm going to make it school email. Okay, so school email means that it's going to limit it to just school email. You'll see what happens. So when I click this, so now you can only get in if you're using your school email. So it would only recognize this ending of the email address, the cusd305.org, and that would be it. Okay, so you could add extras if you wanted, like Gmail and stuff like that, but really it's just this. So then from there, you would get a code to the grid. You can give away the code if you want. You can copy it and paste it into an email. You can send it to Classroom. Personally, I would not let them see the grid because it could get too confusing if you have too many conversations, and it being the first time they might have used Flipgrid. You might want to just limit it to the next part, which is topics, and you can say, okay, go to my grid. So whenever you make a new grid, they have this say hello. You can delete this if you want by going over to actions over here, by going to actions. Typically you can delete it, but you'd have to have another topic. I'll show you that in a second. And you can do all sorts of other things, but to show you what it looks like when you go into a topic, this is it. Here's your instructions. Here's a picture. You could have other things here, and then you see there's no responses. Well, there's add response. You click the green thing, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to see if that pops up, and so then you see me and you have all these options. I'm going to show you how to do this in 2 videos, so they're going to be short. Okay, but I'll get out of that for now. And so then that's it. I'm going to go back to my test grid, and we're going to make a topic. So we're going to ask a question, okay, like, what do you think about Flipgrid? And how do you think that looks? Okay, and so with that, what you get is you title it. You get to choose how long the student has, or the respondents have. They can have as little as 15 seconds up to 5 minutes. If you don't know what to do, I put 5 minutes, and then that gives them flexibility. If you want it to be short, then you can limit it. Then there's the other part here where you can upload a video, add an optional video, add a YouTube, do whatever you want. So this is the instruction part. This was that top part of the grid that you saw. Now there's a button down here. Let's see if I can move it, called More Options. So this is where it gets fun. Okay, so you can give topic tips. You can add extra stuff that students could download, like if they needed a song or they needed something, you could add it here. You can turn on moderation. So what this means is that video moderators, when a person submits to Flipgrid, you're not going to, no one will see it except you until you say, yep, it's approved, or it's not approved. You can do active and make it active, which you're going to obviously want. You can allow students to reply or not, so they could, like if you have a video, they could hit a reply button on your video and they could leave a video reply of, I really liked your singing or something like that. You can set up dates, and here's some other things you can set up. So you can also set up video features on when you finish the video, you normally are asked to take a selfie. And so this is a lot of the stuff with that where you can say, well, if it's in a serious video or something like that, you can say, don't let them do any, or selfie only or video only, however you want to do it. Students can add titles if you want. They can get a view count. Yeah, you can put that on there if you want. You can turn off likes. These two you might want to turn off because that's like the new normal in terms of social media and stuff like that. You could allow sticky notes to be put on if you want, which is like a post-it. And you can allow students to edit their video, which they can cut it and trim it and all that kind of stuff. And you can attach a link, so allow students to include an external link with the video if they want to. And that's it for that. So if you want, you can take that off. Reason for that is you might not want people to be able to see the video. Then you can go down to the feedback where you can provide basic feedback on response-based. You can do custom feedback. And when you do custom feedback, you can make a rubric. So you can kind of have a rubric ready to go and grade them on a rubric, and they will get to see their responses. When you're done, you just hit create. And so now here is the code to your topic inside your grid or your discussion question that you want responses. And again, you can simply attach it to Classroom by doing that, clicking this button here, or you could copy it and paste it in an email to all your students. Okay, just to show you what this looks like, I will show you what it looks like in the next video.